So let's get into like the background of like how this all happened, because you're probably wondering like, wait, when did you get this? How did you organize? Like, what? Just you have a car now? Like, I'm still in shock that I have this. Like that I have a car that I own, that I bought with my own money that I earned. God is good, yo. God is so good. Thank you, Jesus. Won't he do it? Okay, sorry. Let me stop. And sorry if the lighting is weird. It is sunset. I'm in my room. I would have sat right in front of my window, but then the sun would kind of been in my face. I didn't want, and my room is really messy right now, and I didn't want y'all to subject y'all to that torture of seeing all that. So, we'll deal with this for now. This is what we have to deal with. Let's take off my glasses. Let's get real fast. So can you see me? Can you see me? Okay, okay. So, okay. Let's start from the very beginning. Now, the first time I ever drove a car was when I was like 14, 15 years old, and that was in 2013, 2012, 2013. And at the time, we used to have this little cute hatchback, this little small car, a blue Honda Fit. For those of you who know, you know. And it was a really nice car, really good sound system, very fuel efficient, nice small car, get you where you needed to go. It was cute. I actually wanted that car for myself, to be honest. And growing up, I was, fortunate, privileged. Like, we always had someone who would like drive us around, me and my siblings. And so at this time, like, I remember the first person who ever taught me how to drive, like who I actually drove with, like got behind the wheel, was one of my cousins who was driving for us at the time. If he's watching this, I those who know, you know. And so well, unless you count the time when I was like a little toddler, like very tiny, and one of my brothers, like, when put me in the seat and would drive to the cassette store, to the video store, back in the video store days. Anyways, not important. So that was the first time I've experienced driving a car, and it was really easy to drive because it was an automatic. So I was like, okay, cool, awesome. I can't drive manual for ish. Like, even though I got my Zim license, which was a struggle, I ended up getting that when I was like 17. That was a struggle to even get. I still can't believe I even managed to get it because it was just that hard. I know for me at least, because just manual transmission is insane. Anyways, so yeah, and I wouldn't like drive that blue Honda Fit around much, just like maybe in the area or whatnot. But it was really when I was like 16 when I really actually started to properly drive and learn and go to driving school, learn the highway code, stuff like that. But then I kept failing the writing test. I failed it like twice when I was like 16. And I mean, to be fair, I never really properly studied or went to a driving school or driving lessons to like learn the stuff. So I just thought it was that easy that you could get it like that, but it was actually really hard. Like the first time I did it, I like missed 8 questions, and then the second time was like 7. So only one better, I was like, nah, this isn't working. This isn't working. And then about a year later, I retook them again, twice again, funny enough. But I ended up passing the fourth try. So the third try that I did it, and now I was like 17, and it was actually like a year and a half or so later, because this was like a month or so out before I turned 18. And a weird circumstance happened that even why my parents pushed me and one of my brothers to get our licenses. Anyways, um, I had missed it by 1 question because it's out of 25 questions at the time it was. And I got like a 21, but you have to get a 22 or above to pass. And that hurt me so bad. And I immediately booked the test that day, the provisional. And then I got it that try. I ended up getting like 23 out of 25. So I only missed 2. So I was like, yes. Um, I'm so sorry if this video feels long-winded or all that, but I'm just trying to sort of set up like it's sort of like a nostalgia, just the nostalgia, and just like appreciating how far I've come, because this is incredible to me. Getting your first car, anyone who can relate, is like an amazing thing. This is the first like asset, like real big thing I own, and the fact that I did it with my own hard-earned money is just incredible. And so I just really thank my parents, God, first of all, my parents, just anyone who has poured into my life, y'all know, it literally took a village to get me here. So period. And obviously, thank you mainly to my dear friend Coconut Sarah. Thank you for even, selling this to me. Thank you so much. You're the best. Like, love you, girl. Like, thank you for entrusting me with Rosie. Okay, so now let's get back into the present, how this happened, how I got this car. So when I moved to America in 2017, those first 4 years I was in undergrad, I was staying on campus, and I didn't feel the need to get a car. And I didn't even get my American license because there was just no need. I was on campus, and if I ever needed a ride, typically a friend would take me, or sometimes the school would organize, or I had access to like Uber or something. And then I then go back home in 2021 after I finished undergrad, got my bachelor's degree. And so when I was there, I would sometimes use my parents' car. So I would use one of the cars we had. And then when I moved back to America, now living in Texas, in Houston for grad school, I still didn't really need a car because there was good transit, like the metro, and we also had a school shuttle that would take me to school. So it wasn't that much of a need. But then my brother Gumi did visit me last year in March, and we rented a car, and that was the first time where I was like, it would actually be really convenient or really cool to have a car, because the one we got was really cool. It was like a red Acura. It was a really nice, I guess you could say, a sports car. And but still, like, the wanting to get a car wasn't like that important. So then then what happened? Okay, so yeah. So then I finished grad school in December, right, of last year of 2023. Moved to Atlanta, was staying at my cousin's place and stuff, and I was looking for jobs. And then when I finally got one, moved back to Houston, but in the greater Houston area. I moved to a place far out that's like 20 minutes away, and the area where I stayed, there's no transit, no metro, nothing. And I'm sorry if what I'm talking about on my story seems all over the place. I'm just trying to set up without taking too much of y'all's time because I know what you're here for. So I'm getting to the point. I'm getting to the point. Anyways, so where I stayed now, because there's no public transportation, it was very hard to get around because I literally had to rely on Uber to get everywhere, like rely getting on taxi. And for anyone that knows, it really adds up. Now, shout out to my supervisor at work. She's awesome. She would like take me home and stuff, and but it was hard. I remember the first days I moved out here, I was like really broke when I moved out here, and I remember I used to like walk to work and walk back home like the first couple of days, and here and there when I'm really on tough times, I'll do it to try save money, and I was like, nah, I can't keep doing this. Like, it was those moments that really pushed me to where, okay, now I really need a car. Like, it's not even just wanting a car, like, just to have it. It was like, I need a car. Like, at this point, it wasn't a luxury anymore. It was a utility. Like, anyone who stays in Texas or stays in any of these big American cities, especially in the South, where there's not much reliable public transportation and the places are so big or spread out, you need it. You need it. As opposed to like if you stay in like a metropolis or like a place like New York or Chicago or something like that, where it's mostly skyscrapers, there's a really good subway transit system where there's no need to have a car, then I wouldn't even be making this video. But because I stay out here in Texas, you're gonna need one. Okay, like actually need, not want, need. So as you would have known from the video before posting this one, I visited my dear friend Sarah in DC, and I had an amazing time there. And so I was thinking to myself prior to the trip, but I remember I was talking to like my supervisor about this, and I was like, there's whatever happening in their lives, and they have a car, and I was wondering what are they gonna do with it. And so she was like, well, if I was you, I would ask, you never know. And, because that's what I had thought of too. So I just brought it up, and the next thing you know, bam, she was like, yeah, we can do it. I can sell it to you. I've actually been trying to get rid of it. So it was perfect. And so, we did the paperwork, to make sure that things were like legally done and like properly done in the format that you're supposed to, dotting your is it T's and O's, dots and crosses, dotting, whatever the saying goes, just making sure that we had all our ducks in a row and that we're doing it the proper way. So that's the first disclaimer warning I have for anyone who wants to get a car, is just make sure that you know, are prepared for the paperwork, prepared for all the costs that come with it, because it's costly. Like getting insurance was up, and just everything. And then, but yeah, we sorted it out. And so about, how long was it later? About a month later, in early September, specifically on the 14th, I flew out. Well, it was the 13th, but basically the 14th. Flew out, came to collect the car and drive it all the way. I drove all the way from Baltimore down back to Houston, to Texas. That journey, I'll put a screenshot or somewhere here, was insane. Like it was like a 21 hour drive, 20 hours I had to drive. Insane. I will never do that again. God knows how I managed it. It was insane. Like, I will tell you, it was nice seeing the countryside and seeing the views, the mountains, the valleys, lakes, rivers, and all that stuff that America has to offer. Especially Virginia and Tennessee were really beautiful to drive through, but it was so long. Like, it literally took me like 3 days to get home. Normally 2 days, because I was going to do half one day, half the other. But then there was some car trouble that happened. I had to take it to the mechanic, which then brings us to the reveal of the car. So let's get straight into it. Here's the montage, everybody. Let's go. One, two. Here's the car. Here it is. Boom. So that's Rosie. That's Rosie. Sorry if the video, but that's basically it. I mean, it's even in the thumbnail. And I also have footage of me driving through Tennessee, which I'll show y'all just now. But yeah, the drive was so long, and when I was like halfway through or nearly through, I had like gone from Baltimore to Tennessee the first day, to like Chattanooga, which is on the border with Georgia. And here's a video of me actually driving into Tennessee, because it's the only really footage of me driving, because you can't drive and use your phone. Probably shouldn't be saying this, self-incriminating. But here's some footage of that. There it is. Look at it right there. You see that town right there? Where we at? You see where we at? We in Tennessee. Because you the only Tennessee. We finally are. Oh my God. Yeah. So excuse the accent. But yeah, that's pretty much that. And then basically what happened was crazy. Was when I got into Chattanooga that night, my phone screen broke. I'm literally dead ass serious. My phone screen broke. Was trying to get into a hotel. It was fully booked. Fortunately, managed to get to like another hotel, the Marriott. Then I had to wait to fix the car at the mechanic. So the whole Sunday, I had to do nothing because all places were closed. So that Monday morning, went to the mechanic. Fortunately, thank you, Blakeney Repair, for fixing up my car. That's actually where the video montage of the car is. Derek, you did an amazing job fixing Rosie and getting her up and running to go. And so, yeah, and then Monday, fortunately, eventually got home. By the time I got home, it was actually now the early hours of Tuesday. It was just like after midnight. So imagine I got on the road at like nearly 1 p.m., 12 something, and got home like at like 12:40 or something like that. But thank God I made it. Anyways, yo, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but just letting you know, I have a car now. Wanted to update you on that. And I feel so blessed, and thank God, and thank you my parents, thank you everyone who was poured into me helping make this happen, Sarah. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Look forward to more videos to come, more vlogs. they're coming, and I'm busy. I have work and stuff. I don't upload as much, but I really do love you guys, and I love producing content for you. So, love you, Shazzy Gang. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.